Livingston versus Rangers match preview, and it is a year to the day that we pumped Borussia Dortmund in Germany, and you can feel it this year because the fact we're not in Europe anymore, there is just a void like in midweek. We saw the European action during the week, and I think it was pretty lackluster. I mean, I think the game of the week probably was Barcelona United in the Europa League, but yeah, I mean, I just miss being in Europe personally. I don't know what everyone else thinks, but yeah. Back to the league, of course, and we're taking on Livingston, and we're going to dive straight into some team news, and then we'll look at the press conference. And a certain Michael Beale, literally as soon as I post it, 5 reasons why Chris Sutton sucks, get stuck into Chris Sutton. So we'll get to that a wee bit later on. But Bruce Anderson has had a knock; he will be assessed. Jimmy Brandon is back in training after recovering from a groin injury, but the game comes too soon for him, and Tom Parks remains out. But we're all here for Rangers, so Livy, of course, recently not doing too good. Pumped 3-0 in the cup by Inverness, which cost me a bet, so I'm not too happy with Livy. So hopefully Rangers can show up on the plastic pitch. But John Lundstrom, Ryan Jack and Raskin are doubts. I mean, Lundstrom, of course, with his ankle, I mean, touch and go or whatever. I feel like a lot of people who are like got niggling injuries or or doubts, they're just not going to feature on this pitch. I don't think they are. John Suter is nearly back. While Matondo, Lawrence, Davis, Yilmaz and Hollander are still sidelined. I mean, we can kind of forget about Davis and Hollander. That's it for a while. And kind of Lawrence as well. But I would like to see Lawrence, Matondo and Yilmaz back. I mean, because, Matondo's been awful, right? Definitely way worse than the other two for obvious reasons. Because he just wasn't that good. Fucking seeing him play, man. Needs to sort it out, man. He needs to justify the price tag. But again, I'd like to see our signings perform well. It's a shame with Lawrence because I think he actually hit the ground running, and Yilmaz was beginning to build a bit of confidence in the team, but that sadly fell out when he got injured. But Yanis Hadji was talking to the media, and it's good that Hadji is back, and he did struggle against Partick Thistle, but I'm not going to hold too much against him because, to be honest, in that first half, most people did struggle against him. So, I mean, regardless if we have Lundstrom, Jack or Raskin, but again, I mean, that is free, of your core midfield group that could potentially be out for this match. Of course, we've got like Glenn Kamara in there, I'm sure. James Sands could do a job in there. Scott Arfield, come on, but yeah. Anyway, we move on, because I want to get stuck in about what Beale said. And Beale has got stuck in to Chris Sutton. Beale hits back at comedy act pundit. Rangers boss Michael Beale refers to Chris Sutton as a comedy act pundit after the former Celtic striker questions whether the walk-in goal gifted to Partick Thistle at Ibrox last week would have happened under the same circumstances in an Old Firm derby. Now, I actually said this myself. I actually turned around and said that I'm not too sure if Beale would let Celtic do that, because personally I don't think the percentage of Rangers fans that would actually let Celtic score a goal against us, I think would be like 0.001. Maybe Beale fits into that category, and I do hope that the guy would stick to his word and would be truthful and all that. But personally, I don't think he would. But I mean, if it ever comes to that, which I doubt it ever will, hopefully it doesn't. Because, at 2-1 against Partick Thistle, yeah, you're letting them score. Gives us 20 minutes against a Partick Thistle team who are Scottish Championship. Now, if we'd taken advantage against Celtic, who, have been on fire this season, or been better than us this season, is he really going to be like, we'll make it 2 each, so to make it fair? I don't know, man, because you look at instances in the past where Old Firm teams against each other, I think most recently of the League Cup final, like, that was blatantly offside. I mean, I'm sure there's been decisions since then for either team, but that's the one that sticks out because it was a cup final. And, again, where do you draw the line? I didn't see fucking Neil Lennon that day going, you know what, actually, I'm going to give them the goal back. And that sort of pish. But anyway, different circumstances, but sportsmanship nonetheless, guys. But anyway, as for a score prediction in this game, I think it does have the potential to be a banana skin, but it is the last game before the actual League Cup final. That's a replay of the match I just talked about. So hopefully, we can play a strong team, more or less the same team that can feature against Celtic. And just build confidence. We cannot afford, we need to win this. We need to put as much confidence in this team as possible going into that League Cup final. But anyway, I'm going to go with 2-1 the Rangers. We always like to concede. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 3-2, but I'm going to go for 2-1. I don't think there's going to be 5 goals at the Tony Macaroni. So anyway, leave your thoughts down below, and peace.